Okay, in this video I will be literally translating you the letter of it was sent from me again from, it's called Ministry for Interior, the Slovenian Ministry for Interior, in which
this is the
local police already is accusing me of disturbing a public peace, law and order. They suggest some kind of a paragraphs over there and stuff. They allege the location. They allege location, and this stuff can be seen here. Nothing really that I would want to go and waste time on when it comes to translation. This area here was and is, they basically reserved this area here simply for explaining me, well, they give me some kind of a paragraphs about my violating public peace, law and order, and they also allege the address of where the party concerned is located, basically, and that is at Krka 64. So first thing, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to demonstrate you where this Krka 64 is. So the first thing we're going to do is first, this is our house here that you see, and Krka 64 is located here. In this video what I will do is I will demonstrate you, basically what I will do is I will step in front of the cameras, and what I'm going to do is I will demonstrate you the interaction between me and between the individual in question. I will be using a speakerphone with a smartphone, Bluetooth, to actually play you audio, so that you can hear yourself about the stuff that went on and understand, see visually basically about what went on. I do not understand what the problem is with Novo Mesto police station, but the individual in question was hired by the police for this job, and I couldn't get past incident that took place against me in 2024 on June the 21st of 2024, where the two police officers, Stojan Pevec and Rok Rezelje, greeted me at the main entrance to the police station, at the main entrance lobby area, waiting area basically, with extremely aggressive conduct about which I complained. They tried to create physical confrontation, literally. They wanted me to overreact. The whole incident was video recorded, as the incident took place at lobby entrance area where they do have cameras, but with proofs never ever presented to me as I returned back to the police station. By the way, the nature of my visit on June the 21st of 2024 to police station Novo Mesto was to complain against director of Novo Mesto police station and entire Novo Mesto police station, exactly because of attacks, because of the incidents identical to the incident which took place with this individual inside of the village, more or less similar, not identical, but similar to this incident. These are incidents that are engineered and enforced by police from people who signed up for the crime, basically, in return for, just as I explained, careers, real estate, business opportunities, I should say, etc., and school loans and all kinds of stuff. As you know, my complaint, which I was going to launch on June the 21st of 2024, it not only turned into practically into assault during the complaint against me by two police officers, but it turned literally past meeting with main individuals from Novo Mesto police station who were involved in this extermination procedure, police officers, uniformed police officers that were most involved in this, from what was Ministry of Interior, Tomasz Napecznik, who met with me, and individual who was taking this complaint, that was Andrej Štefanić, on October the 25th, past this, it ended with Milan Kučan, his personal deputy, Miran Sodin, on October the 30th of 2024, when he, during my complaint about what went on, just for my attempt to file complaint against the police station, he dispatched, summoned, I should say, ambulance vehicle with physician who was involved, also present with his people inside his home, also heavily involved in MK Ultra, to hospitalize me, to throw me into the psychiatric hospital on October the 30th of 2024. This is the way the Novo Mesto police communicates. They misrepresent facts, interaction that I have with them, and it's indifferent about this case, where there is some stuff they allege on the paperwork. Disturbing. To me, this is disturbing, because the next day after the incident took place, I have supplied police station with detailed description about what took place, and foremost, what is most important to me is with original audio recording and also with original video recording of the location where I was at, where individual actually followed me, I should say stalked me, with idea to assault me. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you this letter, which I have just received this Friday. What I will do is I will have this letter translated for you just the way you see it, and I'm going to demonstrate you through the audio recording exactly what took place. And so there would be no mistake about it, because now I am the one who is accused to have basically assaulted person here inside of the village. Yes, this is a Slovenian police. This is the way they do, and they are not worried about it because of the incidents they already have created in the past. And foremost, they are not worried about because they threw me into psychiatric hospital in 2012, and they threw me into psychiatric hospital in 2014. So they have created for themselves a dossier about my, in a parenthesis, mental illness, which allows them to enforce the law and order through physical attacks of all kinds, based on MK Ultra scenario, or at the same time expressing a complete disdain and making sure that nothing really in life would work. Just as I demonstrated you with the mailing services and with absolutely everything. So let's go to this action. The first paragraph pertaining to this letter I already translated. There is nothing to translate. This is just something blah 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 about what exactly I violated based on some kind of laws that I'm not even familiarized with. But those laws pertain to the public disturbance, public law and order, basically the conduct in the public. Yeah. So let's see what exactly happened here with this stuff. So this is the first paragraph, is the paragraph here that you see. I encircled that in the yellow. And now what I'm going to do is I will scroll myself down. And as I scroll myself down, then basically this is what they refer to this stuff as a short description of the violation. This, ladies and gentlemen, took place on August of 28, 2025. This was more or less 3 months ago, during which nobody ever contacted me. I had no contact with absolutely anyone expressing interest in this email, which I sent to the police station the very next day, on August the 29th of 2025. No interest whatsoever. So I am going to replace that stuff with this here, and I will start to translate to you this issue. And also what I will do is I will go ahead and I will step in the background. Basically, you're going to see me interacting with an individual. I'm going to explain to you exactly where I was, where he was, and that kind of stuff. So the first thing is first, let's go. I'm going to demonstrate you his location and my location. This is truly, I don't know how I would even find words for this stuff. This is our home here. They refer to him as my neighbor, which is, yeah, I think it's quite crazy. But they refer to him as a neighbor. He is located on the other side of the village. That will be basically like this. This is not village, of course. They changed that to a street. So it's a street, it's not a village. And so that's a house right here. That's what we are at. This was taken still when during a time when there was construction of that garage that you already see already is completed, that took place. I did a poor job here about this here, because what we are interested in, we want to see the distance to the neighbor, so that you see in Slovenia what exactly that means by as a neighbor. I will explain to you the issue about that stuff too. It's not a problem. The issue about this stuff, it's 450 meters away. It concerns about 6 minutes of walk, and this is what police is addressing as a neighbor. This is a neighbor. They claim that I called the police station. This is what they claim. They claim that I called the police station and that I made a statement that an individual have driven into me. First of all, I have never ever stated that anyone have driven into me. Nobody drove into me, but I did report it that he drove right next to me. Now, is there a difference if you drive right next to somebody or you drive directly into someone? What do you think about that stuff? To me personally, it's a difference. So, no, I never stated to the dispatcher, to the police dispatcher, that anyone for that matter have driven directly into me. Okay? The next thing is, they claim that I stated to the dispatcher, right here, that I am reporting my neighbor. If I would be calling to the police station and say that I am reporting my neighbor, the dispatcher, because this is what they claim, that they claim that I called the police station to inquire about police assistance, and of course this is something I have done at it, and told the dispatcher that basically I was walking on the street when a neighbor practically drove into me. So this is 6 minutes away from me. This is definitely not a neighbor. Now, once I warned this individual, the neighbor, he keeps repeating himself that it's a neighbor, that this is about the neighbor. The neighbor started to physically push me, and in a way, in hitting himself in my chest. No, I explained very well about what exactly took place. He used his chest to smash himself into my chest, like a ducks do, and did so very aggressively. But this is not what this stuff is all about. This is about something completely different. This is the incident that is quite identical to the incident which took place at Novo Mesto police station, at the main entrance, at the lobby area of the police station, where the two police officers attempted to provoke my reaction by approaching themselves with smashing the doors, just as was audio recorded, when they entered the lobby area. That's number one. Second, aggressively approaching to me with a stare down, and got themselves into a stare down, which rather looked like a call for a physical confrontation. It looked like as if I came to the police station to have a physical fight with it too. And this is the stuff I have, when I came to the police station to report the crime, this is how they confronted me. And that is exactly what I afterwards follow up on. Also, next to, as I came to that day, on June to 2024, to complain against director of Novo Mesto police station, Igor Juršić, and against a practice of the Novo Mesto police station, which was involved in MK Ultra. I came to report the crime. I came to complain about what actually was done in my life to me by their police department, by the police station, and I came to police station to file complaint against director of Novo Mesto police station. And here we have exactly identical situation. Let me explain. The situation is such that this neighbor who lives 6 minutes away, in a parenthesis neighbor, also was trying to do the same thing, except that he became physical. The two police officers at Novo Mesto police station did not touch me. They did not make the physical contact with me, so to say. The two police officers from Novo Mesto police station tried stare down and intimidation. This is also the same tactic as the one that they tried to do afterwards during the hospitalization procedure. They also tried the anxiety and stuff like this. So this is obviously what they refer to as my neighbor. This neighbor, in a parenthesis, came out and he followed me. This is where his problem is. He followed me. Oh, let me see something else here. Oh, I did not even suppose about this stuff here. Okay, so this was not even on his property then in that case. I was not even on his property. I had no fucking idea about this stuff here. Damn it, I was not even on his property. Oh, this makes things very, very difficult for him now. Very, very difficult. So I see that this is a neighbor here. So I was not even in front of his house here. I didn't pay attention to this stuff. I was somewhere here like this, just as you're about to see a video recording. Okay, like here somewhere, something like this I was, right? This is what I believe I was. Because he threatened me. The first thing he did was he made these dismissive remarks, hand signs, which are extremely offensive in Slovenia. Let me explain to you directly something. In Slovenia, it's like this, that if you do like this to somebody, is a remark that is basically saying to you, odjebi, it is basically saying to you, sper se stran, that kind of stuff. And this is the stuff this guy was doing during MK Ultra. But we have to go past MK Ultra right now. That's what he was doing. The next thing he was doing, he was showing me this. And the next thing he was doing, he started to verbally threaten me with use of physical force. And that's basically when I just simply walked away, pulled the telephone out because I was going to call the police about this stuff. And that's when this individual basically approaches me, and what he does is he comes like really, really upset, like, he's going to hit me, keeping his hands down, basically. Keeping keeping his hands down like this, you know, like you're gonna hit somebody. He came to me just like this. Let me demonstrate you how he came to me. You know, he came to me like this, you know, like this. I did not know what he's gonna do, but I knew about something else. We came really handy about this stuff. What I knew about this individual and also his neighbor who was involved in it, this is the neighbor right here, and this is why he did not assaulted me. This is the house right there that you see. This is the residence of the Bond family, that they have in fact cameras covering the area, and I know one thing, that if I'm going to put the hands up and act in any way, even if I would put the hands up. No, I did not put the hands up. I did not put the hands up. I did not put the hands up. My hands were down like this. I remained down like this. Even in his face as he approached to me like this. And finally did this into me, right? So if you do this, what are you doing? You're not looking for a physical fight after you threatened the individual and showed him the fist and stuff like that. You're not doing that kind of stuff. Given there are cameras behind me at the neighbor Bon, not only given there are cameras behind me, behind the neighbor Bon, the same incident took place at not too far from here, where they also have cameras. It seems like they always do this stuff where the cameras are present. Just the other incident that took place is this location right here. This will be location on the Graben, also about 600-700 meters away from our house, is the guy who played with the lights, and I showed him a middle finger, and who came out of the car. He stopped the car and he wanted to fight over there. Park the car and stuff like that. This always happens where the cameras are. They always do stuff where the cameras are. It's always on camera. They always want to be politically correct. Maybe later on I'm going to demonstrate you if I get this internet connection here that's going to open me this link, and I'm going to take you there and demonstrate you. But this is a house about 600 meters from here. Actually, it's a shop, it's a workshop, and yes, they do have cameras all around the building. How do I know that this man has cameras? Because this man witnessed this individual engaging in violence against me. This is basically how I know. This area here, this was the most famous actually, violence area in the whole village. This road here that goes right there, this is where crazy stuff went on. That's why, right? He stated me knowing and watching this guy engaging in violence. This guy was begging me to get into the physical fight. This guy was asking me about where is it that he wants me to come to have a physical fight with him. This guy demanded for me to see myself in a physical fight with him. Probably for about 20 years he practiced to have 15 years he practiced to have a physical fight with me in this area. Physical confrontation. So it was more than just a police involvement. Far more than just a police involvement. When it comes to this guy here, he told me, I am talking about not a guy who assaulted me and who was involved in violence, but it was this guy here who told me, he was the one who told me, well, try to get as much as possible to this side, toward my house. Try to get away as much as possible from his house and as close as possible to my house, so that that we video record the whole thing. So I was not the only one who knew about those cameras. There was also somebody else who knew about those cameras. That's why he smashed himself with his chest into me, and he did not develop further into a physical confrontation. That's a very logical explanation. For one thing, I want to say to you, at the Novo Mesto police station, Um, really, so they cut me the internet. The internet is limited. Wow, they actually cut me the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have to continue to work like this. Forget about this stuff. I don't know, what am I supposed to do? This is a wireless internet. Like I told you, these people have accessibility, they have ability to interact with my work, and it appears to me they just did it. So I have to continue now doing this stuff here. I am now all confused, all fucked up in my head, basically thinking that I cannot do the job the way I wanted to do the job. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, this is just... This is just basically at convenience of the people that just, they'll do the stuff like this. Do you know why the connection is like this? For me to be properly explain to you about this stuff, I'm gonna explain to you about this stuff. I'm gonna disconnect. I'm gonna connect like this automatically, and this is the way the setting was on. And well, they could not disconnect me otherwise, and so I don't know how exactly what they did it. Lately, I did not complain about these internet connections at all because I have set the connection on automatic reconnect, basically, right? So if the internet is cut off, as soon as the internet comes back, internet again connects. So I wasn't experiencing that much of attacks. In a sense, I now video recorded them because of what you see there. That's not really a solution. Solution is to video record and continue to expose the stuff they do. They did so many attacks through the internet that I actually suffered the post-traumatic stress disorder when it comes to the internet. I obviously have to go and see what the hell is going on. Something is going on. We do have the light here, but we don't have the internet. Maybe the internet is going to come back. The only way this could have happened is that somebody either mom would cut the internet, or that somebody downstairs cut the internet. Oh, look. I have no fucking idea about what goes on this time. It is bizarre. It truly is bizarre. Strange stuff is happening though. I have no idea what exactly happened. The thing is, I have everything I need to complete this video. Okay. So they continue to refer to the individual as my neighbor. You have seen how much this guy is my neighbor. Do you know why they are referring to him as a neighbor? I will explain to you why they are referring to him as a neighbor. They are referring to him as a neighbor simply because whoever created this report is a psychopath. You know, I mentioned to the police officers who appeared on the scene, yes, the police officers who appeared on the scene, that I mentioned it that I am not going to be walking through the village scared. Practically my neighbor, this is basically what I stated. This is the same fucking village, and this is, just as you have seen, 6 minutes walk from where I am. In that sense, neighbor, but this is not my neighbor. I never said that this is my fucking neighbor. My neighbors are here around. I'm not insane. You know what I mean? And so if you want to, and that's exactly what the guy did, is he translated what I referred to from point of view that I live here in this village and I'm not going to be walking through the village scared of cars. He translated that into description of the incident. Your fucking neighbor. That's it, your neighbor. So are we dealing with the police or exactly what exactly we are dealing with? This is one thing. So I know what I said to the two police, in a parenthesis, police officers against whom I also filed criminal charges on the next day I sent an email. When it comes to the incident, I remember my words. I still do not go through the audio recording about that stuff, but I remember that stuff, that portion of it. I'm not crazy. I remember the stuff that went on. And basically then what they are trying to misrepresent, misinterpret, I was the one who gave the audio recording about the whole incident, including a conversation I had with the two, obviously, police officers. Obviously, this location here, where I am at, it's called Krka number 1. And his house is Krka number 64. So then you go and you figure out yourself the difference between this. But yes, it's a 6-minute walk, and I have no intention to fear for my life as walking through the village. This is, afterwards, this is a street. It's not my fault if they did not limit the speed of the traffic to settlement with a narrow streets, with a narrow road. This is not my fault. They did this stuff deliberately. It's something I have not spoken about yet, but the speed limit throughout the village is barely limited here at right in front of our house and the neighbor, mesto. We're gonna see those signs to the 40 kilometers an hour. 40 kilometers an hour through the narrow streets like this. Okay, all right, okay, fine. I had people driving through the road on my way from here to the Graben, which I was going to demonstrate you, with speeds exceeding well 100 kilometers an hour, with the speeds exceeding well 120 kilometers an hour, racing basically with a car basically barely holding itself onto the fucking onto the road. We had this stuff going on. We have the play with lights, with long beams and stuff like this. The speed limit maximum is 50 kilometers an hour. We had people here racing, and with the motorcycles, not only here, but right here behind the house, which entire neighborhood during MK Ultra cried about Andrei Ul, how he is doing crazy stuff with the motorcycle, that he's going to smash, kill somebody one of these days and that kind of stuff. It was a whole lunacy that went on. We have crazy people here, okay? And I am not going to be fearing for my life because of the stuff that I do, because somebody believes that he's just going to enforce truly a violation of the public law and order through rocketeer me with death threats they enforced during MK Ultra, how we're going to smash you with a car and this and that. I'm not a fan of that stuff. This individual was also involved in some other also car incident situation. The incident, I don't have the internet, I don't know, this is sick. And it does not pertain to this case, but just maybe 200 meters from here, a little bit further from what is known as a hrast, as I was walking, and because the cars were racing back and forth, and I changed side of the road to be on the side of the road so that I could see the car coming in my direction, you know, not having the car from behind. This guy actually came with his car, with his, I don't know what the name of the car is again. It looks like a Renault Espace, but it's not. It's a Renault Scenic, new one, something like that. He actually pulled the wheel like he's going to hit me, directly into me. That stuff I actually recorded. I did not video recorded it, but I gave the detailed description. I make a round, and based on the description, I found the car was exactly his car. I think I might have even video recorded it. So this guy has a crazy history. And guess what? I am not going to be fearing, I'm not going to be fearing for my life as I walk through the village. This I tell you right now about this stuff. This is just a village. I'm still inside of the village, and I do not only respect, but I do stay away from the road. I am so cautious that when I walk that I even make sure that I am always on the opposite side of the road where the cars are coming from. I mean, you're almost never going to see me on the side of the road unless it's not pregledno, I don't know how you say that you cannot see further forward a traffic. If there is a way to see traffic, in other words, if the traffic is coming to me from the opposite direction, and there is a chance that traffic would not see me, I will. That's about the only time I'm going to stay on my side of the road with having the cars coming to me from behind. You understand? Because I don't even trust the cars coming from behind. They can always go and hit you. During MK Ultra, they give me 1,000 death threats on how they're going to come with the cars and hit me from behind. It is just as simple. So I'm very cautious, very respectful when it comes to traffic, and I do not walk in the middle of the road. I walk on the side of the road, staying away from traffic as much as I possibly can, in a very reasonable limit. The incident that took place, the nature of the incident itself that took place, and I suspect it's much more, but for that matter, I have to go walk and measure actually the distance. But the nature of the incident, which Novo Mesto police rehearsed, also using this individual, was by simply using a vehicle that was loud, just as I explained in those videos, that would pass next to me, and behind the vehicle he came with his Renault Scenic, I think it is, which was a car that you can practically not hear, even acknowledged as such during MK Ultra. They complained that the car is too silent, too quiet, and that kind of stuff. I think that if you put the car on a neutral, the car is even more silent. You know, this is basically the way I think. I did not hear this boxy-like car. It's a van. It's a minivan. And when you have car that you hear that goes past you, it's one thing, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, right next to you, another car. Hey, man, you know, at least if you reduce the speed, and which he sort of reduced right in front of me. But what the fuck does it help me to reduce the speed in front of me? Why don't you, if you see this stuff, you see individual walking on the street, why don't you foremost drive on your own side of the road? You know, why don't you drive on your side of the road and with a speed that, or alert person or something like this? I have no idea. I mean, how this works. He's got more experience because he's got this kind of vehicle. He doesn't only have a vehicle, he also, according to MK Ultra scenario, have his cameras positioned exactly in this direction where I was coming from, exactly from the area where I tried to make a contact with him. He apparently, from what I understand, has cameras pointed in this direction over there toward that yellow sign that you see right there. This is at least what he brainwashed with, and not only that, he claimed he also had a camera from this entrance here, which is none of my business. I don't care about that stuff. That's none of my business. I'm still without the internet, as you see. This is creepy stuff. The Luka Wawrzyk was sent information and about, he clarified himself about my allegations basically, and he gave his statement within the time limit, in which however is alleged that you have on August the 28th, 2025, it gives me the time here, in vicinity of the of the building. I don't understand exactly what that means. In vicinity of the building, the address. Okay. That I was in vicinity of his home. Therefore, the one that you have seen, that's his home, his address. Screamed. And with my screaming, I acted improperly on a public place. What also excited him. It's also what excited him. So I was screaming and I was behaving improperly. I screamed and I behaved improperly. Okay, now let's see how I screamed and I behaved improperly. This is the place. Yeah, you're gonna see me come here. I'm gonna demonstrate you. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put audio recording of this stuff. I cannot do it like this, but I can do. Yeah, I can do. We can do something else here. I can do this. And what I can do is, we can do this.
Krka village, I should say village, it goes...
So it was like this. So
because the house that you see right there is not big enough.
Let's have this stuff done.
Wanted to accommodate him very good. He had everything inside of that house. So.
This is what the problem is with this stuff here. This is what the problem is. I'm not even sure whether I did this audio properly or not. I might actually have to look into this stuff here because I'm not sure whether this was his car or was this the car that passed next to me a little earlier. I'm not really sure, but I suppose that this is his car. No, there was another car that gave me the idea about, as I was walking through this here, this is narrow. This area here is narrow. This area here is narrow. This is not an area that is very wide, but you know, two cars, if they meet each other here, one car has to go off the road, definitely. Not off the road, but have to go with maybe a quarter, maybe a third of the car maybe has to go to the banchina. That's basically out of the road to pass next to. I completely agree with that stuff. I don't have the problem with that stuff. Although it makes me wonder about exactly where I was, and I think I am capable to determine based on my steps, walk, and as you heard me here, I said drive on your side. He goes past me, and what happens is I say drive on your side. Then I use bad language. I say jebem ti mater. I think, did I say this? Let me see this. Yeah, I said jebem ti mater. In translation, this sounds very bad. It sounds, I fuck your mama. Drive on your side, I fuck your mama. The guy doesn't stop. He doesn't hear. It's impossible he would hear this. He continues to drive. He did not hear this. It's impossible he would hear this. He goes past me. His children in the back seat definitely cannot hear this. This is like in Slovenian, if you would translate, it depends how you would translate. Yeah, I kind of was not happy about this stuff. You know, I just said to myself, hey, drive on your fucking side. Now I am not so close to his home. So I have to find out exactly even where exactly I was. And during MKH, police would even come with me here and start to count the steps. And they started to measure just how far it would get me in trouble and what would not get me in trouble, where it would get me in trouble, and that kind of stuff. This is the stuff that went on. I believe this issue, I'm not gonna believe into anything. I'm not gonna make any assumptions, but based on, you can hear that I'm making steps. Let's go again.
Exactly where we have it. That's what this is. Because of one parcel, because of one, he had everything inside of that.
As you hear, I continue to walk and I have to count really the steps. This guy was trained by the police where to meet me. I told you that we were with the police even counting the steps. I just realized that I should have gone and count the steps. I'd rather not. It's good that I did not. So this was not in front of his home. You do understand that? I come to his home. I finally come to his home. And since he was in front of his home, he was in front of his home, I say to him, colleague, there is enough space here for 2 cars. Drive on your side. That's all I say. Where exactly am I at? I am here. I am on a public road, basically. See, this is a road here. I am on his side of the road. I am not on this side of the road. But I am on the road. Maybe I am like this, here somewhere. Maybe this is what I was at. Maybe I was somewhere here. And so he was right there with van. The kids were inside of the van, and it appeared to me that he was trying to get the kids out. He looks at me. He looks at me, and this is where the trouble starts. He does like this. Then I say, do not Nerinio man, don't push into me. Basically referring to his vehicle. That's what I say. So when you do this stuff, I told you in Slovenia you don't do that. Basically, if you insult somebody and you do stuff like this, that's an insult. That's a serious insult. You can insult also with the silence by giving the signs, dismissive signs like this. You don't have to be loud to be insultive, very insultive. I verbally acknowledge, asking him, what are you moving your hands? I said, what are you moving your hands? Like this, in insultive manner, just as I explained. He continues to do this, basically saying, sperse, odjebi. Now, that's basically how you do that. Okay, so as I see this, I don't have a video camera on, and I say, hey, what are you moving with the hands like this? He says to me, go. That's how he says to me. And he's giving me those signs. I say to him, what go? You can hear him. Pait. Basically, you would say, you don't say this, you don't use exactly the language like this, but you say, odjebi. Okay. I say to him, okay. I said to him, okay, I just warn you, that's what I want to do. I don't want to go and I say, okay, I just warn you that in a way you drive is not correct. He does not listen to that stuff. He appears to be mad. Yeah, you don't react like this to somebody like this. He just keep saying, just go, basically. Like he would say, just go, basically before what? Before I fucking punch you, or what? He says to me, I don't know, I don't even know what he said. Probably that he's not going to argue with me. And I continue, I said, drive on your side of the road. And I repeat myself, drive on your side of the road. He actually already threatens me that he's going to punch me. He threatened me twice that he's going to punch me. He repeats himself that he's going to punch me. So after it becomes clear to me that he's saying that he's going to punch me, I repeat his words. I said, you're going to punch me. And what he does is he also shows me the fist. So now, where the hell is this guy victim? How the hell is this guy victim from what? I mean, this is like, are you kidding me? That's what's written right here, that I violated the what? That I was the one who came to excite, that I screamed and improperly behaved in a public area, what made him and his two children excited. Oh, so this is how you get excited these days. That's all you got to do for you to get excited. Okay. So let's continue with this stuff. So I asked him, you said you're gonna punch me because you know why? Do you know what went on in my head? Do you know what went on in my head? I was already going to call the police for this shit because of this guy, because of his involvement in MK Ultra, just actually for driving like this next to me like this, with his box like this. And now he's giving me a totally different attitude. He's actually saying that he's going to punch me. I said to him, do you know what I said to myself? I said to myself, man, I'm going to fucking call police on you before I started to even talk to him. I said to myself, boy, I'm going to fucking call police for this kind of driving, for this kind of stuff. And I said to myself, well, let me see who this guy is. Let me see. And I tried to make contact with him. I tried to say this to him to see how he's going to react in about this stuff. And he have his attitude. He goes his way. And he says that he's going to punch me. He says to me, please go. I said to him, I asked you And that's when I slowed down. I said, I asked you, did you say you're going to punch me? Because one, his driving was one thing, but saying to me that he's going to punch me and give me this kind of attitude, that actually required me to call police, literally. Yeah, so he starts to threaten that he's going to punch me, and what I do is I see that this guy is insane. What I do is I turn around and I simply walk away, and the rest you already know. Here you can also count the steps, no? I'm looking for the telephone because I want to call the police, you know. I want to call the police now. I have him enough. I am not in front of his home at this point in time. I am in the area which I demonstrated you and what will become evident from the video recording. Basically like this, I go away from his house and I attempt to call a police. This is basically what I try to do. That's basically in the middle of this property here, which is not his property. This is a property from the neighbors. I'm not even in front of his house anymore. I believe so. No? However, there is a video, and I'm going to demonstrate you exactly where I was. I actually took this audio out of the video right here, just simply so that I could, so that I could give you the audio, because I'm not going to go search for those audios. There's audio right there on the internet I can take and use that to give you exactly what took place. So I pulled the telephone out because I was going to call the police. I have his attitude enough about this stuff. I really had it enough. No, I mean, it's just that
Ti se hočeš, kaj si rekel, naj te počakam tukaj? Kje smo mi zdaj, koliko metrov?
He smashes with his chest into me. He is trying to do exactly what the two police officers from Novo Mesto police station, that is basically Stojan Pevec and Rok Rezel, were trying to do in 2024. He's doing exactly what an individual at a Graben location this year in 2025 was trying to do. This is basically in a well-guarded, with the cameras controlled area. Approach me and basically try to have me raise my hands to defend myself, if you understand. So that he could have the reason punching and that kind of stuff, or throwing himself on me, arrest me and stuff like this, as the two police officers tried to do in 2024. So this basically is a play with anxiety. Play with anxiety was a regular thing during MK Ultra, usually with occasional punching in the stomach too. So that the anxiety would be taken seriously. The danger during MK Ultra of stranger approaching to me at the bus station, train station throughout the Poland, throughout the Polish state. This is what they enforced. All the way to Ukraine. Practically the trip to Lviv, which I did in 2016. Was rehearsed, this type, traveling throughout the Poland, all this stuff, through sleep deprivation, and not only to Poland, but also Czech Republic, Slovakia, and so on. This was one of the specialties of the Novo Mesto police officers. The neighbor Metod Yerman, who was involved in this stuff, in this traveling abroad, together with the psychiatrist Peter Kapsch, with the investigators, will explain exactly what I stated to you. This is how this stuff is done. Yet I refuse to react, or maybe what would be in many cases even overreact. Now it could be people that you would approach them like this, they would smash you basically, just for you to approaching in a way like this. Yeah, this is what I refuse to do at a police station. This is what I refuse to do at the Graben. This is what I refuse to do at the in front of the house, in front of his house. I just didn't do that. Simple as this. I let them do their stuff first. Jump and do the stuff. So he goes and he claims that he's gonna break me, beat me up. I don't know if I ever gonna do this in front of his children again. Yeah, you can see that this father was really, really concerned about his children. What I do instead is I do the same thing. I do the same tactic as I employed with the guy at the Graben, with the long lights that he was playing. I do the same thing. I asked him, how far are you from your residence right now? Why do I do this stuff? Because I want to clarify the situation, where exactly I am at, where exactly he is at. Is easier to prove by saying to individual, asking him to see basically even if he is aware of where he is at, to demonstrate that maybe the guy is not accountable. And that's basically, in other words, that he's insane. This guy definitely acted insane. However, once I asked him, how far away from your house, he did turn around and he did go back into the direction of his house. Yes, of course, if you ask an individual how far away from your house, as he comes to you like this is already goes into the area of the lunacy, I think, right? So what I do is I ask, how many meters from your house did you physically assaulted me right now? How many meters from your house are we right now? You physically assaulted me right now. So what I do is I call the police. Basically, this is what I do.
I did not make a step out of here. The guy came based on anti-alpha scenario.
Yeah, I stay exactly where I am at. I'm not making a single fucking step. He makes things even more difficult. I pull the telephone with the camera so that I could start to video record the location where I'm at.
This road here provides enough space for two cars.
Maybe not exactly for two cars,
from the city back to his property here. He was about where the trash bin is, going on my side, literally, scared me.
Okay, so I was where the trash bin is. That's what I suppose. I am going to go and count the steps actually to see exactly where I was at.
Looked like the guy wanted to go into me with the car.
I said it felt like the guy want to get into me with a car, basically.
That's one thing. The second thing, I came to his property right there. I warned him, I said, listen, drive on your side of the property, this is enough space here for...
Not property, but on your side of the road. It's enough space for two cars, whatever. It's really not. It's not that much of a space. It is true that it's not that much of a space. This is the most narrow road. I didn't pay attention to this stuff because I never drive through here. I never go in this direction of the village. Never ever. But this really is more narrow than any other location throughout the village or anywhere in the area. That is true. That is precisely true. And that's exactly what police went on to do the incident basically out of.
Two cars. You don't have to drive into me.
There is no area like this so narrow. There is nowhere an area that would be as narrow as this place. For whatever reason, they did not fix the road. That's a good question too for the police.
When you drive on your side of the road, I was also coming this way, but I was on this side of the road.
The speed limit, however, is 50 kilometers an hour here. It's a 50 kilometers an hour road. Yet, I did explain to you, and this is practically still a village. It's still, yeah, you do understand. The speed limit should have been 30 kilometers an hour.
And I was practically off the asphalt.
He was not coming with such a speed, but with a boxy car, quiet car that you cannot even hear behind my back, it can be a problem.
So he didn't have any reason to do that kind of stuff?
No, just the conduct that he had like this is just...
He wanted to have a physical fight with me. He said, wait for me, wait for me. He had children inside. I walked away instead.
No, well, first he threatened that he's going to punch me. Then he wanted for me to wait for him so that he will attack me, basically. That's really something not to do, I guess.
You can see that this is a distance.
Yeah, so I pulled the camera out, and this right here, I cannot demonstrate you right now, and this is once I get the internet back. Oh, fuck, the internet is back. There you go. This is the internet, is right here. The internet is back. I'm in shock. I'm in shock. Like I said, I was going to call the police for this.
Here, the guy came based on it.
So this guy is insane. This guy is insane. This is not his house, ladies and gentlemen. This is on the neighbor's, in front of the neighbor's property. That's one thing. And this is not even near his garage. And this here that you see right there, this is what is known as a public property. This is a road, this is a public property, and when I approached to him, I was still what is considered as a road.
Anti-ultra scenario. This road here provides enough space for two cars.
So this here is why I did not move anywhere. I remained right at the location where he assaulted me, and I started to video record to document the location, exact location of where I was. So this is basically all there is. Now if we go to the letter here that I demonstrated you earlier.
Okay, so here we have, this is the letter, right?
Yeah, there is actually nothing else here left. This is pretty much it. I have to scroll down. This should not take me too long to scroll down the letter. So it says here, with my screaming and improperly acting myself on a public location. Thank you. Thank you, at least it's written on a public location. You know, it could be worse. He could say, he entered my property, he was on my property, stuff like that. That would be really more tricky. Yes, I was on a public location. I was on the road, what is considered as a road. And that portion of the road is extremely narrow. It is more narrow than, I don't even recall anywhere in the city of the Novo mesto that there would be a road that would be as narrow as this. Sorry, but I don't know. Maybe in the old part of the city or something like this or something like that, in the center of the city. We are 4 kilometers away from there. I don't actually... This goes into the area of the Novo mesto city. This does not go into the area of Krka or anything like this. This is addressed as a street. I regard this as a village because I always regarded this as a village, but they regard this as a street. They fix the road everywhere. If you pay attention, they fix the road absolutely everywhere. They fix the road everywhere. It seems to me as if the only place that did not fix the road is the place that I demonstrated you. Everywhere you go, the road is not as narrow as over there. Or maybe Let me see this here. Oh shit, this is actually the old asphalt. This is the old asphalt. This is that first asphalt I think that they made, and I'm not really sure if this is what it is. I know that further as you go, that is more that they added. Yeah, so this is what this is. Now, if it's gonna take me anywhere, I don't know. The internet. Oh yeah, it's doing the job. I have to see exactly where the hell I was. I really gotta see where exactly I was, because you know. It's one thing about this stuff. I look at his car, the way he drove, and the way he drove past me, I don't have anything else I would say in respect to this video. What I want to do is, I don't know where exactly here on this road exactly I was located at, but man, especially if you know the road is so narrow, and your car is so silent and such, and you do have experience to the degree that you're actually using cameras in your house to make sure that people would not have arguments with you anymore. Maybe you just want to do the right thing, I don't know. From what I recall, he did have problems with other people. It says here to me that we inform you that within the 5 days upon receiving of this letter, you might give a written statement. And then basically is what they say to me, you might give facts about the circumstances, but you're not obligated to do so. You're not obligated to answer the questions. You're not obligated to exclaim, to respond, confess yourself or your nearest one. You must allege all the facts, proofs in your benefit, because in a procedure itself you will not be allowed to use those anymore. Therefore, you got 5 days to respond. They don't say whether that's 5 working days, and they don't say whether that's 5 days. This is also the stuff that was involved in MK Ultra by investigator gesturing me. I don't think it was even the same investigator. I think this is the 3rd investigator who was involved in this stuff, and this guy is actually younger than the 2 gentlemen that I described. One gentleman was an older guy. That guy had blue eyes, red hairish guy, and he had a few extra pounds. And then also was another older guy, a skinnier guy with this guy was actually aggressive. Maybe a gray hair, brown hair, light brown hair, gray hair guy. And then there was a 3rd guy, because when I was going to come to the police station with this thing, and this, they already had me, they already interrogated for this procedure here during police station. The same shit as it applied to meeting with Emir Ansudin, the same shit as it applied to Andrej Štefanić, Tomaš Napečnik, Stojan Pevec, Rok Rezel, all those other police officers, Zajšek, all that stuff. The same shit they did with this stuff. They invited me upstairs into what was Department for Investigations, where the investigators are. And that stuff went also not only once, not twice, but it went for a while, and then they started with the threats and so on, that kind of stuff. This Rok Kastelitz, I think it's Rok Kastelitz or what it is. I think it's a younger guy. The girl, I recall, she claimed me that she is practically the same age as I am. That would make her age 53. Apart from me, maybe only 1 month. I think that she said something like that. Very, very, very close to my birthday. Something I posted earlier today. Let's see what else, because we have to turn the side. Okay, so this is on the other side, on the other page, on the other side of the page. As soon as I zoom myself into the stuff here, that's actually if in a specified period you will not give your statement. It will be prekrškovni organ will decide about a procedure without my making any statement. The whatever you want to call this, Department for, let's just say Department for Violations, you must immediately give any change of your address, attempt to change the address, so that they could give you a complaint, obviously, whatever they will be deciding about. And if that wouldn't be possible, everything is going to go to the state website, state portal e-Uprava. The time when they would give me this information, basically the decision, I guess, would be over within 15 days if I would not correspond to them, including through what they would publish on their public portal. And at the same time, we also inform you that based on whatever 58 article about the law concerning these types of determinations or whatever about the law, about you might search for proofs at the, I don't know, at the police station every day from 7 to 1300. Okay, so there are some proofs, there is some evidence apparently at Novo Mesto police station. That's great. And they say that I have the ability to visit Novo Mesto police station between 0700 hours and 1300 hours, where I can, I guess, see proofs by myself. And we ask you to please, and we ask you to, in a written statement, you use the number as specified on the letter, basically, so that you know the number of the letter of the case. That you refer basically to the case is specified on the front page as I demonstrate you. Now, what I would do still, at this opportunity, would use something else. I do have this Bluetooth speaker so that I can demonstrate you more or less what the hell this looked like. At least I can try to demonstrate you what the hell this looked like. Let me just see if I...
The incident from...
I don't know, but at least we can try. At least there is one thing I can try, right? We can at least try and we can see this stuff, at least if nothing else. I'm gonna go right from here. This is a minute 3:12. Oh, we're gonna take this one here, and I'm all set. Now you're gonna see me basically how I interacted with him. You're gonna see me basically on the camera so that you get an impression about this thing. As you know, I always walk with a backpack. I always have a backpack on my back, and because of the broken spine, basically is what I do is I always keep my hands like this, pushing up a backpack. Yeah, because I cannot walk just with a backpack, because I have a disc I have to replace, and it's injury that is pressing on my nerve, spine nerve, which goes all the way down to the toe on my right side and my right leg. So yeah, this is basically the way I am. I don't think I'm posing a threat to anybody like this, for one thing. Now let's see how this interaction went, so that I see. Okay, that's a person right there in question. I am on a public road, but a little bit off the public road. Still considered as a public road because the road is so narrow. Let's see how this stuff went.
The incident from Krka village at Parcel.
Krka.
At that house.
All we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this stuff up. So the car goes by as I walk, and it just goes next to me. And I said to myself, hey, drive on your side. Bad word. Fuck your mama, basically. I'm in front of his house.
There
is place enough for two cars. Drive on your side. Don't push into me. Drive on your side, don't push into me. I don't know what he said. He might have said even odstrani se, and that's verbally to say that's not good. Let's see this stuff here. The car that went past me went from the opposite direction. It's not a problem, but when you come somebody from behind, it's a different thing. Colleague, there is enough place here for two cars. Drive on your side. Drive on your side of the road. Don't push into me. Go. Please go. I say, okay. I kind of realized maybe I was maybe too serious about this stuff. I try to say, okay. I try to alert you that the way you drive is just not correct. Please, can you... Okay. He says, please go, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to beat you up. He said, and I said, you're going to hit me. He says, please go. I said, you said you're going to hit me. He says, please, if you can go. I said, you said you're going to hit me. Yeah, he wants to have a physical fight. So this is basically when I go away. I pull the telephone out once I get there and I want to make contact with the police department. This is exactly the way it goes. Let's do this thing here. He is nowhere near me. This is important stuff that I have to say. This guy is nowhere near me. This guy parks the van, and the van is facing house. This is also what I did not explain. And he's using a front seats basically to get the children out, because children are in the back. I was no danger to him in any way. No danger whatsoever. Or to his children. So he goes and does this stuff.
Opozoril sem ga način, na katerega voziš nepravilno. Prosim, če greš. Skoraj sem da
He does like this to me. Prosim, če greš.
Evo tako z avtomobilom. Po svoji strani voz.
I am not going to argue with you, please go.
Po svoji strani voz. Udaril me boš.
I don't know what he says, that he's going to beat me up or whatever.
Rekel sem, da boš to...
And I start asking him, you're going to hit me. You're going to hit me. Please go. You said you're going to hit me. And I said, okay. And I go, and I said, I'm going to call the police for this stuff.
Ti se hočeš, kaj si rekel, naj te počakam tukaj?
This is basically where he is running into me, basically, and throwing himself, like I demonstrated you at the beginning of the video. He comes in a way, like you're gonna smash somebody like this, and what he does instead is he pushes me like this because he wants the reaction. He wants me to either block him or something or anything. And what I do instead is I ask him, where are we located right now? Where are we located right now? How many meters are we away from your home, from your building? He keeps threatening that if I'm going to ever approach his children and him, that he's going to smash me. I don't know what he's going to do.
Koliko metrov tvoje hiše smo zdaj?
I asked him how many meters are we from home.
Koliko metrov tvoje hiše si me fizično napadel zdaj?
I said, how many meters from your house did you physically assaulted me right now? He is going back in his direction. This left me with a lot of very, very bad stuff. Already right now when I'm doing this stuff is just, it angers me. It's the stuff that makes me angry, extremely angry. When I consider this stuff, just like this, when I recall MK Ultra threats, the stuff that he had going on together with the police at the end of this village, this guy was simply obsessed, possessed with getting into physical fight with me. He have his gym at home in the garage, and was demonstrating me how he was lifting the weights, preparing himself on a physical fight with me for probably, I don't know, maybe about 15 years or something like that. So that's a pretty fucking crazy guy. Really, 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 really crazy guy. And it actually angers me that as I go through the village like this, that I would have this kind of, I'm not going to say, definitely this is not a neighbor, but yeah. I was here in this village before these people came in this village, for one thing. The second thing is, he's much younger than myself. And for me to fear for my life walking through the village, that's actually very, 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 how can I say, not acceptable. I'm just going to put it this way. This is place where every house knows everybody, and nobody in the village, I'm not going to say that I'm in a good relationship with the village people, because I'm definitely not, but we usually will find a way out and talk to one another. This is just something completely different. I'm going to put it this way. Okay, if this shit would happen to me, I would say, sorry man, but my car is very quiet and the road over there is near. I'm sorry about this stuff. That's all there is to it, right? I mean, how many people would not do this? If you have somebody complain about something that you already know is a problem, it surely is up to you. But if you want to pick up the fight as an option, physical confrontation with an individual because he comes to you and say, hey, don't push into me as I walk on the road, drive on the other side of the road. That's up to you. But this is not a violation of a public peace, because you have two children. That does not give you the right to assault people physically. It is just as simple as this. And this guy did more than assaulted physically. This guy was using a dismissive language next to the language, threats, physical threats. Before that, he was using like exactly what I explained in this video, like that kind of stuff. And also this, signs like that, which I am really glad he did place them into a talk, into a verbal stuff. Thankfully so, because if he wouldn't, and I would walk away or whatever, and this guy would come after me, I wouldn't even have that kind of proof. I would have a different kind of proof. But yeah, this is not a violation. This is not a public peace, a public law, order, disorder, violation of any kind. So how these people represent him against me, it becomes evident from complaint which I have made against the two police officers who responded the call. Both of these police officers were thugs involved exactly in this particular case, specialized exactly in this case, and I allege this stuff on an email. I allege their whereabouts from MK Ultra on the email, which I have sent the very next day to the Novo Mesto police station. Like I said, in a form of email. It was in English language, but you, as a human being, do have the ability, I should say the right, yes, they did discuss also that kind of stuff. Miran Sudin had that kind of problem also. You, however, do have the right to complain about, submit complaint in the English language. I assume also as a Slovenian person. And finally, I'm sure they have their translators, I'm sure they have their people. And since I have alleged the two police officers on a same complaint, with proofs and with everything, that the two were involved in crime against me, as a police officer who asked me to receive the proofs about what took place, if I would see this type of email, I simply would refer my case to another police investigator, to another police officer, so that he could contact me, so that he could get in touch with me, and go from there. The last I would want to do is basically do nothing about it, have 3 months go pass by and then deliver in exactly the way they have delivered me invitation to the police station under the circumstances where I described. They rehearsed how they're going to arrest me and stuff like that. So that's all there is to it. Now you know, now there you have it. You have exactly the description of what took place, how it took place. Thank you very much for watching this video. I don't have anything else to say. I have decided for the end of the video to also demonstrate you a letter, exactly also video recorded, in case you do not trust my translation, and also for better overview, you yourself can get yourself also a translator that can give you assistance in translating this letter. There is really nothing else I would add to this video. This is the letter that was sent to me on a Friday. I signed for this letter. I was also told by police officers, in a parenthesis, of Novo Mesto police station, such as Igor Juršić, Andrej Štefanić, Zajšek and others, laughing in my face at the entrance lobby also area during MK Ultra, that while I will never be allowed to see the incident which took place, yeah, that's the way they talk, which took place at the entrance lobby area through Stojan Pevec, Rok Rezelje, on a June 2024, they always talk like this: you will not be allowed to see the incident which took place already. Yeah, they talk to you in such a way as if something actually already took place, when in fact it still did not took place. It's designed to clusterfuck, excuse myself, your brain about what goes on, till you actually experience it in real time. However, they said, well, you're not going to be allowed to see that incident. No, they did not want me to show the recording, the video recording of the incident which took place in June 2024. After I follow up on that, they told me, we will give you the proofs about this here. So probably it's going to be some dash cam, because this is what they talked about, and probably nothing other than that. So, that's all there is for this video. This is the letter, the original letter that I received, and this is basically my response to the letter, explaining exactly what took place. Yeah, they addressed me like somebody who did not contact police, who did not have any contact with the police, etc., etc., etc. Even that I submitted them an extremely detailed report with the audio recording, with everything about what took place. This is fucking crazy. The guy actually committed a battery. This is not even assault. It goes into the category of the batteries. That's a physical attack. Oh yes, I could end up dead that day. Easily I could, once they throw you on the list of the mentally ill people, once they get you into the system, easily I could find myself hospitalized inside of the psychiatric hospital, Ljubljana Polje, which would also be the end of my life. This guy is a killer, no less, assassin. This guy was literally hired to kill me. And I will never forget his words during MK Ultra, during which he even laughed in my face in the final stages, that it really doesn't matter what's going to happen to him. What matters is that he gets me out, that he gets me removed from the system, basically. This was the deal he had with the police. He signed a deal with the police that even if he would have to go inside of the jail, it would not be of a big deal to him, simply because whatever agreement he had with them. The main thing was to get me, because they insisted you're not even supposed to confront anybody publicly like this. You're not supposed to do this in absolutely any way. So he will be charged with a battery, with the assault, but you will be charged with basically disturbings of the public peace. This is how they communicated with me. Talking about Novo Mesto police. And he no longer was worried about it. What was from initially, he worried about financial penalty, because we did have judges here from the courthouse of the city of the Novo Mesto. We have judges here discussing these issues. He no longer was even worried about that stuff, a portion of what concerns the battery. I explained to you all about it. They insisted me that they had him in one side of the DOP prison complex and me on the other side of the DOP complex prison. This is about Slovenian police. This is about the lunatics, and I really have enough of this stuff. It's a lunacy. It's like talking about total lunacy, which police continues to equal with mental illness. Their own lunacy, basically, they in other words, they claimed that MK Ultra never existed by simply misinterpreting occurrences, incidents, assaults, batteries. The individual, by the way, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, the individual stated me that, so what? Yeah, as I told him, you're going to go to the jail if you will do this stuff during MK Ultra. That's a battery, actually. That's more than, that's an assault. That's a battery. That goes into a category of the battery. And for attacking me. And he stated to me, so what? I will pay for it. I will serve whatever it's going to be. I'm going to be taking care of it. This is what individual stated me. You, however, what do you have? And started to laugh in my face. This was the interaction that I had with him, I think in 2017 or 2018. And that was a very, 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 very wrong kind of interaction I will never forget. He was laughing in my face and he stated, I got a family, I got a money, basically job, I got a way, I have something to lean on. This is what he was doing between 2015 and 2017, maybe all the way to 2018. I would say all the way to 2018. You, however, you have nobody to lean on. Think about, your father is gone. There you go. Your mom is whatever. They have all kinds of scenarios that mom, once they're going to throw me into prison, is going to go to the home for elderly people. This is also what they have in the scenario, because this is what my mom insisted. She's not going to have anybody to give her a ride to the city, that kind of stuff. Then is when the right to the city becomes important, right? Not otherwise. Based on what you see. and you yourself are not going to have any money. You're going to be ill. You're going to be broke. Ha 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 ha. Huh? This is how far this guy have gone with his dedication to Milan Kučan, to Borut Pahor, to Tanja Fajon, to Robert Golob. This is how far we have gone. Now I really don't have anything else to say about this.